All right, we back with the boxing clinic more. Y'all know what it is. It's a big fight week over in the United States in Las Vegas, to be exact. You got Erickson Lara taking on Jerry Swift Hurd in a big 154-pound super welterweight, junior middleweight clash. And opening up the card is Julian, J.Rock Williams, and Nathaniel Gallimore. And a lot of people may not know about Nathaniel Gallimore, but he a dog. He from out there in Illinois, Evanston, Illinois, fighting out of West Chicago right now. He's with the same team that Adrian Granados is with, and he's a monster. And J.Rock, he from Philly. He's a technician, very technical. We know he had a slip up versus Jamal Charlo, and I think he learned a valuable lesson that Nathaniel Gallimore may learn in this fight. And let's jump into it. And a little backstory real quick. Nathaniel Gallimore is calling Julian J.Rock Williams J Pebbles. He blasting him out. He asking for this fight. He did what he had to do to get this fight. Talked a lot of junk. And to J-Rock credit, he didn't have to go his way. He didn't have to look Nathaniel Gallimore way. But he took on all challengers. He was supposed to fight him instead of fighting Ishe Smith. J-Rock said the money was too good to pass up what they offered him out there in Mayweather Promotions to come to Vegas and fight him. He beat Ishe Smith. And then he coming back and being a man of his word, going to fight Nathaniel Gallimore. Nathaniel Gallimore is a guy that talked his way into a Justin Deloach fight. 1 week notice. He was actually training to fight on the same day in a small fight in right around his hometown area. And the Jamaican, came on FS1, showed up and showed out and destroyed Justin Deloach. He just destroyed him. He talked shit just like he talked shit on the Instagram to him and Erickson Lubin, and he destroyed him. His mentality and his attitude is exactly what boxing needs. But we talk about the strength for both guys. The strength for J-Rock Williams out of Philly is he's a technician. He's fast, he's quick, he's very, very technical. He got solid defense, he got a solid jab. He actually got good vision and see what he wants to do to execute what he needs to do. And he's very technical, man. Basic fundamentals. He's a real school fighter and very, very smart in the ring. And I think from his experience is a strength here as well too, because he's been in big venues, he's been in big fights. Even though he came up short versus Charlo, he's bounced back. He hasn't looked the same as he was, but I think he's getting, back to what he used to do. And for Nathaniel Gallimore, I think his biggest attribute, his biggest strength is his mentality. He's mentally strong. He comes in the ring talking shit inside the ring, outside the ring, and y'all get to banging. He gonna let you know about yourself. He's a guy that loves to fight on the inside, a guy that got power in both hands, excellent left hook, excellent right hook, upstairs, downstairs. He got a good jab. He's a beast on the inside. Got a vicious uppercut on the inside, and he's an athlete. He's a very good athlete, and you don't see this with a lot of fighters. His mentality actually matches what he do in the ring. He's a monster. Talk about the weaknesses. For Gallimore's experience on this top level, he beat Deloach, but Deloach was a guy that had a lot of promise, but he wasn't the upper echelon fighter. I don't think he is the fighter that J-Rock is before or after the Jamal Charlo saga, even though he ain't the same. But one thing I can say to get off topic for a minute is that, J-Rock earned the Charlo fight. J-Rock actually earned everything he's got in his boxing game. He didn't take the easy way out. He really knocked out Hugo Centennial Jr., who's fighting for the interim title belt at 160 versus Jamal Charlo April 21st. But he found the easy way out and got a no contest. So, I got to give him that props right there. But Gallimore experience, fighting top upper echelon competition. I think his outside game can use some work as well. That'll come with time if he's able to maintain and beat J-Rock and stay on top. And just the experience of fighting top level guys. That's just it. And then just, fighting on the outside. A little bit of leg movement to evade people or some head movement could help him as well. But he picks off a lot of the punches with high guards, and you can split that guard as well. But that's something he just needs to work on as well. Just overall, just progressing with experience and learning and getting better. J-Rock, obviously, it's the big mistletoe over his head is, will he ever be the same after the knockout versus Jamal Charlo? Physically, he hasn't looked the same, and mentally, he hasn't looked the same in fights sometimes as well. But this would be his third fight back after that. But he's just not a big puncher at all. He just not a big enough puncher to knock out or hurt some of the top upper echelon 154 pounders. With Austin Trout, you got that as well. But Trout, was so tricky. He was so, he's similar to J-Rock, but Trout was so tricky and elusive, and he just was a little bit more smarter than J-Rock. And I think J-Rock got to adapt some of those things that Trout did to survive at 154 without having the biggest punch. But he has a bigger punch than Trout. It's just that Trout was tricky, And another thing about him is just being the middle of the road type guy. He's pretty good in all the attributes, but just knowing your limitations. Sometimes I think with the Jamal Charlo thing, he thought he was better than what he was at the time. He thought he was ready. He took the proper precautions and took the proper way up, and he did everything right coming up, and just got overconfident. He can't get overconfident with Gallimore, even if he got Gallimore hurt or he up 5, 6, 7, 8 rounds going into the last round, and it's a 10-rounder. You can't sleep on this guy because he got a punch that could put you out like that, and he a very, very strong will, and that's what J-Rock is trying to be, as strong will as this guy. But overall, keys to victory, or just what they need to do to win for J-Rock, is basically, hit and don't get hit, man. It's basic sweet science. Make this guy miss. Keep it on the outside. If you want to walk in and put the guard up on him, hit the body. When you start hitting the body, he probably drop them hands, come up there with an uppercut, come around with a left hook, turn this guy, and just keep it on the outside. Don't let this guy get on the inside and get comfortable. But don't do too much movement as well. Keep that range. Jab him. He get on the inside, hold him, spin out, and reset your offense. Make this guy miss and make him pay for it. Counter him, because that's the way you're going to get a knockout, by accumulation and counter. You don't have to be the biggest puncher to get a knockout, even if it seems it may be impossible, because the punch they don't see is the punch they get you with the relaxed facial muscles. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what the game plan for J-Rock. Stay defensive, responsible, be more defensive, make them miss, make them pay. Body work. Then when them hands drop, come up to it with the uppercut, left hand uppercut combination, left hand right hand combination. Just keep him. You have to keep him guessing, because he eats punches. He thinks he's a tough guy, macho guy, and show him that he's not, and just break him down to the body, and then slowly come upstairs and break him down there, and that's the way you get the job done. And for Nathaniel Gallimore is to, mentally test this guy early. Come out, you got a good straight jab, come back behind your jab, work on some head movement, and just rip his body, to keep him stationary, and go to the head. Just hit the body one time with the left hook, and then come over with a right hook. And test this guy early, because I think mentally he never will recover off of that Jamal Charlo thing. Once you hit him, you're going to bring back flash memories, but it got to be behind the jab, or it got to be started with a hook to the body, and then, come upstairs with the opposite hand and clean his clock. Because I still think, physically he hasn't recovered from that. And I think Nathaniel Gallimore, they should jump on him early, get on the inside, bully him around, cut the ring off, rip him, and just do what you did with the Loach. And break this guy down, and break his will, and break his jaw. And I think you'll be able to get him out of there. There's no secret sauce, no secret Krabby Patty recipe to how to beat J-Rock. Downstairs, and then even if you throwing slow downstairs, throwing all speed punches, and come upstairs with a fastball. I believe Nathaniel Gallimore is gonna get it done mid round under that. I give it a 5th round knockout for Nathaniel Gallimore over J-Rock. It wouldn't surprise me if J-Rock won as well, but it kind of would. But I just think Nathaniel Gallimore is just a guy on the up and up, and it's a bad style matchup for Williams. So I got Gallimore, 5th round stoppage. We out.